Hello, thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. So, this message is in regards to the energy that is playing out. I feel like you'll see a real big awareness around the 7th of September with whatever this message is talking about. And I feel like what I'm feeling for energy is bring the awareness, and I feel like that awareness comes in the first week of September of what is kind of holding you back, slowing you down, things that are just it feels like becoming aware and accepting things that are just not working, that have to be released, let go, or incorporated as well, where you're really recognizing where a shift needs to happen, where some sort of change, like where you need to be the catalyst for the change that you internally, that you want to see externally, is going to be showing up. I feel like this is going to be a work in progress. Throughout the month of September, but really seeing something solid as a result of this internal, external, whatever this work is by the end of September. So I'm going to start by pulling one of those inspirational messages. I did this last week. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to do this, start this week again, or start this message with this again. Choose joy every day. Yes, absolutely. And then on the back are the little exercises. What was the best part of your day so far? Share 3 things you are grateful for. And what are you looking forward to? So this is the motivation for this message, the encouragement for this message. Let me see. Sorry. I want you to be able to see the card. So I'm going to now pull a card from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck to get this message going. So again, choose joy every day. Look in alignment with the things that bring peace, that align you with peace, happiness, joy, success, gratitude, absolutely gratitude. Imagination is the card that came up for the Soul's Journey. So this is a beautiful energy, right? I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. I'm sorry, I was like that. So yes, this is a beautiful energy, and I am sure you can see very clearly all the purple that is in here. Purple talks about the crown chakra. So again, these downloads, these things that just get you thinking about something in a positive way. I see a lot of green in the imagination as well. The green is associated with the heart chakra. I do see the blue in the center of it. I kind of feel when I'm looking at that blue, it almost instantly gives me that evil eye, right? Like where you're rejecting any side eyes, any lower vibrational things, any negative energies or lower vibrational energies, and really just aligning more so throughout this cycle situation, this month of what is an alignment with your higher self. I'm also feeling a lot of, with that blue energy, really throat chakra, really being able to communicate better, or communicating. That sort of energy is what I'm feeling like this. And it could be very well you communicating your needs, your desires, your wants, that sort of energy. But I feel like it is specific to, you can speak out your hopes, wishes, and desires to anybody and their brother, right? But not everybody and their brother has got your best interest at heart. Some energies are saboteurs, right? They want to sabotage things for other people. These are typically energies that are resisting or refusing the internal awareness, like the internal alignment with the higher vibrational frequencies. They're kind of like things that are done in the dark or behind backs and yada yada. I'm not going down that avenue today, but this is talking about using your imagination. And I feel like there's this huge sense of creativity, like thinking outside the box. And I think I mentioned it in the last reading or so, where I was talking about thinking outside the box and taking a different route. Like if you are thinking you're going to move something or go forward in a certain way, and you're just being met with like this resistance or the blocks or challenges or anything like that, this really gives me stepping back, going into meditation, and thinking of an alternative route, a different way of doing something, right? And I feel whatever this different way is, I'm feeling this joy, I'm feeling this huge smile as well, where you're just like, yes, and being excited about doing something new, trying in a different way, and really finding quick success as a result of it. So let's keep going. This again is another deck that I'm using, and this is for it's Soul Journey, Soul Lesson. It is an oracle deck as well. I think I used this a couple weeks ago in prior readings. As I was saying this, it was 555. Fives always talk about change through challenge, right? We face challenges and be the catalyst to create the change, to go from that 5 to that 6, which is balance, stability, security, success, victory. First card that comes out, look at this. Harmonize life. Align your inner and outer landscapes. And this is what I was just talking about. And again, I keep seeing these eyes. So like in this one, you see the shape of an eye. This could be third eye, where you're really, going through some sort of awakening, enlightenment, where you're seeing things from a whole different way. And I'm also feeling with all that blue in there, again, that chakra energy. I do love to see this coming out with choose joy every day, that creative imagination energy, harmonizing one's life. Like this feels to me as well of getting into the ebb and flow of the universe and what is destined and aligned for you, versus the resistance of trying to push through brick walls, right? Coping with grief is the next card that turns up, and this is definitely surprising for me to see. Turn loss into gain. So there could have been some sort of energy that you have been going through, in the past. I'm feeling like this is past energy. It does feel like a portal energy here for me as well, where there's coping with some sort of grief. And grief is not just the loss of an individual or someone this can be loss of a belief system, right? Where it takes you a second to really process, that whole thing, or whatever this is for you. It just feels like there was some sort of coping with a grief and going through a grief process, right? And there are no timelines on grief. I've said this many times. Don't give up. It's at the bottom of the deck. Follow your vision boldly. So whatever this grief was, this loss, it feels like, it does feel to me that this could have held you back, right? This could have been something where you're recognizing you were, maybe feelings change quickly, feeling all doom and gloom, and they don't always change quickly. Sometimes we get stuck in those, spiraling downward portals. But this to me feels like somebody is coming out of that. Like it's like I'm not sitting around and feeling lost, sad, depressed, aggravated, whatever this is, lower vibrational energies. I'm going to use my creative mind and thoughts and ideas, and I'm going to manifest something that really aligns me with a higher vibration, the vibration of joy, happiness, harmonized living, success, whatever this represents for you. So let's see. I feel something wants me to stop and go back to this coping with grief, because I feel like for someone, they may still be in that coping with the grief process, right? And it just gives, and again, I'm seeing the green. So I feel like it was a heartbreaking situation because it does connect with that green over in the imagination. I do feel like, you know, just be mindful, give yourself a big hug, send yourself some love, do that. Self-love is a huge thing. It's an important thing. Write yourself a little post-it note, post it around where you're seeing good things. Like, especially if this is somebody who is so used to hearing everything negative or everything you've done wrong, or anyone who's ever experienced that kind of thing, right? And I'm just saying that, for if that resonates with you, please just be mindful of that and write yourself those little love notes, put them all around. I love that. I think that makes so much of a difference. I have a dry erase board and I'm always erasing it and putting something new. Have a great day. It's a beautiful day for a beautiful day, or whatever it is that I see or think or comes through to me when I'm walking by that dry erase board. I erase it from the prior day and then put the new motivational, inspirational, encouraging words up there. Stay in the flow. So I'm really seeing a lot of flowing with this energy. And again, it feels like in the center of this, it's like life wanting to balance out, harmonize, move forward, staying in the flow, exalt in the rhythm of life. And I feel like in the center of this, it just feels like there does feel, it feels to me like there's something that's holding someone stuck, whether it be their negative mindset, whether it be their fears, whether it be insecurities, whatever this may be. I feel like this is talking about this portal right here of moving away from that, like really going through this cleansing, birthing process of that transformation, right? It is about transformation. Going through the transformation process and falling back into the ebb and flow of life. And again, I do see a lot of purple everywhere around here. So it does give me that, listening to what you're being downloaded. Like if you're sitting there and you're beating yourself up in your mind about something, and then a thought comes in your head and it's like, no, snap out of that, gratitude. I seen gratitude. Be grateful for the great things in your life and watch that gratitude grow, expand, and more be brought into you. That is the sort of energy that I am feeling that's coming through. This does feel like a major transformation. We're all going through that in in different areas and different ways in our life. This is just a thing that is happening with the energies right now, with the planets and the houses and the signs that they're in, and everybody's journey is different. Some people can overcome situations and heal situations quicker than others can, right? And so don't beat yourself up on timelines and things like that. Just recognize where the issue is or where work needs to be done and look at that space, feel it, heal it, and be able to move forward as a result of it. And the bottom of the deck says, rejoice in love, breathe in the fragrant breath of life. A law of energy. Look, 3 of them. Stay in the flow. These are 3 cards. Look, portal to success. This slid off. I know you see it. Portal to success. There is that portal right there. It's like, and sometimes it's like, even this grieving process, like say, you were out there and looking at a career change, right? And you end up getting a great opportunity. It's far away. You have to relocate. There is this grief, right, of letting go of something that maybe you enjoyed your coworkers. Maybe you did enjoy your job, but you were just looking for something more. You wanted enhancement in life. You wanted to be better than you were the day before, that sort of thing. Like this could be something that stumps people up or, holds people back for a second because there are feelings that are involved in it, right? And fears that are involved with it, fear of the unknown, fear of the change, that sort of thing. I'm feeling this is talking about moving forward with that, through that heart chakra, through that place of love, through recognizing, like aligning with what is for your greater good. So we got children that showed up first. This is from the Mystical Magical Oracle, I believe this is. Children, know that your children are protected. Creative wonderment, follow your passion. So I do feel if this resonates with you about children, right? Like I feel like some of you could be, this grief could be the sadness, the pain, the grief of watching your children have to go through shifts or changes, right? Like I said, if you're relocating, this, that, and the other thing, they got to say goodbye to their friends. It's not an easy situation. It's, that sort of thing. But it does say clearly that know that your children are protected. I do feel this is really a lot of creative energy with this. I picked it up with that imagination over there as well. And on this card right here, you see this big staircase, right? You see that huge staircase. And look at the first few stairs. They're really dark, right? So I feel like this is symbolic. And there's those roses again, symbolic of taking a step into the unknown, right? Climbing this staircase and not necessarily seeing what's on the other side of it. But when I do look on the other side of it, you can see that person is sitting there, right? I feel like this is somebody going through a transformation, birthing an entirely new life. And this is that like phoenix rising sort of energy is what I'm feeling with this. I love to see these roses in here because I've really had it, been feeling that energy of whatever reading that was that had the unfolding of the rose, right? And ever since I did that reading, it's like I'm constantly picking up on these roses and they're all the same color, right? Even the last couple times I've done readings, or whether they be in this or privately or whatever, I have seen this rose telling me that something is unfolding. There's this fresh start, this new beginning. So your children are protected, it's saying during this. Let's see with the next card. Wow, I know you can hear me shuffling, and there it is. Creative wonderment, follow your passion. So for some of you who are making a change, and that is part of fear, doubt, insecurity, something that you're grieving is the shift, the change, how this is affecting your children. It does look very positive to me. Like it almost feels like I don't like to use this as an example, but I am going to use this as an example. Like, people like to stay together in unhealthy relationships because they feel it's better for the children, when ultimately that's not always the truth, right? Like that is it. You think it, your mind thinks that, but it doesn't make it true, right? And I feel at the beginning of this, I was talking about a shift in belief systems for whatever reason. So this is talking about following your heart, because when you follow that heart, like I've said this so many times about the heart chakra, right? When you do things from a place of love, that is such a beautiful reciprocation of energy when you give that love out and that love comes back to you. When you're in alignment with that heart chakra, with that love, whether this be your job, relationship, whatever this may be for you, location, whatever this is for you. When you align with that love is the highest vibration. Look again over here, rejoice in love. And that attracts that higher vibrational frequency of material success, financial success, unconditional love success, that sort of energy. So very nice energy. Let's keep going. Follow your passion. What is your heart calling for you to do? And the next card that's showing up is friendship. Nurture your friendships. I'm seeing a lot of orange in here as well. So that's sacral chakra energy. This is like, we have the root chakra, which is our confidence. It's like that grounded energy of having internal strength, courage, confidence, standing in our power, not being able to be moved or influenced to sway from that, our values, morals, whatever this may be. And then you get to the sacral chakra, right? And this is where a lot of that passion, that drive, that ambition is in alignment. And then it goes to the sacral chakra, which is that yellow color. And that is where it comes through to be brought to the physical. It's like going from the core of who we are through our sacral chakra of creating, that's a creating energy there, and to the solar plexus chakra where this is coming out into the world. Then obviously from there it goes to the heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, and then the crown chakra, right? Look at this, bottom of the deck, face your fears, release the power of fear. And again, that could be part of that dark energy that's right there. Somebody could be internally struggling, knowing what their soul is calling for, but knowing, like, just feeling afraid of it, afraid of taking a chance, afraid of making a move, afraid of the unknown. Anything like that is what this is feeling like to me, but it does look like it's beautifully aligned and meant to happen. So we'll keep going. Next card up is dreams. Believe in your dreams. So again, I'm feeling that energy, a lot of that orange tones right there with that sacral energy. Some of you could be even having dreams where you're really seeing things, you know, visualizing, like having things happen in your dreams and recognizing dreams that you remember are not dreams. Those are messages, but it is important to know how to discern those. They don't always necessarily come out in black and white. You know, like they come out in a way that you have to sit and meditate and evaluate and use that discernment on deciphering what these are. I know I have mentioned dreams several different times. I don't know if I have done it since I have been on this platform, but I once upon a time I used to have, and they're different every time, right? So I dreamt one night, I felt it being woke up and like, get up and do this. And what I was being told was to get up, look in this drawer, and move those papers. My logical mind was saying this doesn't make sense because that's a dresser drawer for clothes. There are no papers in it. But I did what I was called to do. I got up, opened that drawer, and lo and behold, there were papers in that drawer. Must have been something that got thrown in there and I just forgot all about or whatever. I moved those papers, and underneath there was a gift. And it was a gift that was passed down to someone from someone who was no longer in the earthly realm. It was 22 when I said that. And so that's how I received that message. I've received messages through, like, if you have someone that you're questioning, you know, like I could feel this energy at one time where I just felt like somebody was just not doing right by me, or they were really like being cruel and evil behind my back, and I couldn't necessarily see who that person was at the time. I had my vibes, my spidey senses were telling me something. I had a dream, and it told me that you're going to recognize this hidden enemy through literally what I knew was I'd recognize it through a $3,500 transaction. I think it was a couple days later, and then I had someone crying on my shoulder about how a deal that they thought was set in stone didn't go through, and the deal was for $3,500. So you got to be mindful when you have these dreams. Write them down as soon as you get up. Dreams you remember are not dreams, they are messages. When you have something like you wake up and you go, I know I was dreaming last night, but I can't remember, those are dreams. Dreams you remember are not dreams, they are messages. That's what I wanted to say. So anyhow, at the bottom of the deck is this celebration. Let go and have fun. And I'm feeling that heart chakra again as I'm saying this. Could be where, you know, you're really liberating yourself by letting go, setting yourself free, aligning with the things that bring you peace, that you enjoy, that you love, and not being bound by energies of obligation, or like I'm feeling obligated to be there for everybody and their brother. This feels to me like someone needs to be there for themselves, right? They're aligning with who they truly are, with their higher self, that sort of energy. So I feel like this is about co-creating with the universe your dreams, the things you visualize, that you love, that you desire, that you want to experience in this lifetime, and no longer allowing things to kind of block the way, hold you up, delay you from taking action. Gratitude is the next card. Be grateful for all that you have. And I picked up the gratitude way at the beginning of all of this, right? Look at this. Letting go. Learn to let go. I do feel like, and we should always be grateful, right? For the beautiful things in our experience, even the things that are not so beautiful in the experiences that we have. We express gratitude for thank you for teaching me. Thank you for showing me what is not for me, right? Like we express gratitude, not just for the great things that we receive, but for the things that we learn, the teachings, the lessons that we have, experienced as well, because those are ultimately what create us and, help us to ascend to be our best version. Peacock, raise your standards. So this is another, I think I talked about raising standards in a reading a few weeks ago or not too long ago. Raising your standards. Like it's okay to want more. It's okay to, desire better, bigger, better opportunities, situations, life experiences, right? And look, letting go showed up again. So it was on the bottom of the deck and now it's showing up. Learn to let go, letting go of the things that are holding you back, that are blocking you from moving forward. And again, I'm feeling strong doubts, fears, doubts, insecurities, fear of the unknown, that sort of thing. Get ready for positive change. So this is telling me that this is, again, I'm feeling that portal energy up here where you're going through something, and everybody's going through something right now. Different areas of their life, different ways. There is some sort of major shift and transformation that is happening. We are working individually and ultimately collectively towards raising the vibration of the universe, because we are no longer in that Piscean energy. I've talked about this so many times that I feel like I've just said it way too many times. But anyhow, we are, Piscean energy is a water sign energy. So it can be where we got caught up in feelings, a lot of things, like emotional attachments, a lot of things like that. And we had to recognize, like sometimes these emotional bonds or connections are not healthy bonds and connections. And it's more of like we are coming out of that and into more the soul level spiritual alignments and connections, things that are in vibrational frequency that are matching or like reciprocating energies, right? And letting go of those toxic emotional bonds and connections and ways of thinking, that sort of thing. And I'm going to end it with this card right there, because this is Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope. I love to see this energy right there. Is when these angels show up like that, this talks to me of having a lot of angelic support, guidance, like your loved ones are nurturing and holding and helping and guiding you towards something. Also, again, it's talking about that creativity and hope, right? That creative energy, letting that childlike imagination come through wherever you are in this journey, and being able to assist you and help you. Even when we talk about children, it talks about that place of innocence, right? Sorry. That place of innocence where before your heart, your soul, your mind got damaged through traumas and heartbreaks and deceptions and betrayals and yada, 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 where you're releasing that and going back into that childlike state. I hope this serves you well. Sending you love and light.